Hey, hey. Hi, guys. All right, Leos, let's go ahead and take a look, whatever the message or energy is going to be around Leo right now, okay? Sideways card. We have the Devil sideways. This could be a tug of war. This could be two people thinking about Leo. This could be somebody being puppeted in two different directions in regards to Leo. They could have somebody talking in their ear, telling them things about Leo, and they're like, no, but I want to, but no, they said I shouldn't. We have Ace of Cups. You know, this is a stormy kind of love. Oh, the sweetest thing. Baby got blue skies, like a bird, but in this old rain cloud. You know, she wants a dry kind of love. Is that you too? I'm losing you. Oh, I'm losing you. And love the sweetest thing. Okay, so sorry, I don't know if that song has anything to do with anything, but we do have somebody torn into over Leo. This has been, I mean, they have shed tears over Leo. They have cried over Leo. I feel like somebody is telling them Leo is toxic and they're saying, but I love Leo. Somebody is saying, no, no, don't feel those feels for Leo. And they're like, but I do. 10 of Wands sideways. What is, okay, hang on. What is this possibly Capricorn saying to them and why? Ace of Wands, Six of Wands. Somebody wants them to not reach out to Leo. Somebody is telling them that they are the ish, that Leo should be, crawling on their hands and knees. Oh man, you know how many people want to get with you? Everybody wants you. You know, my friend's really hot for you. So forget Leo. You know, you're the man, God, look at, you're so sought after, blah, blah, blah. That's what this devil is telling them to try to pump up their ego to make them feel like they should forget about Leo. Okay, devil, why are you doing that? What's the deal? This is a person doing this. 9 of Cups sideways, 7 of Swords upright. Look, it's weird, but it might just be to be mean. They might be telling a whopper of a lie on purpose. Because I have to be honest, I don't think there's anybody oh so hot for this person. I think they just want to foul up the fact that they know this person is like really in love with Leo. And maybe that alone makes them bitter. Maybe they're comparing their own life and saying, I loved somebody once and they didn't love me. And I never forgot them. But, in my ego, I'm definitely never going to try to go pursue them again because I felt rejected. So now I want Leo to not, or I want this person to not reach out to Leo because then it would remind me of like, if this person gets to be happy with Leo, then what about me? I feel like this is a really weird friend/frenemy. I feel like it's a divine masculine talking to another divine masculine. And in truth, I mean, maybe they got the hots for this character and they don't want to admit it to themselves. Like they don't want to see this person go be with Leo because deep down they have a hidden attraction. That could be why we have the lie. But I'm almost thinking it's more like I don't want to see Leo go and leave and go be happy. Excuse me. I don't want to see this person leave and go be happy with Leo. Okay, who are you that is being told? We have the moon, but that card kind of came out before, so they could be a Pisces. But it feels almost like whoever this person is, God, they miss Leo. 5 of Wands. They think about Leo all the time, and they've made the epic mistake of possibly talking about this situation. They could be a Pisces with that moon, and they thought they were keeping it to themselves, but they think about Leo all the time. Maybe this is a feminine. Maybe Leo in the storyline is a masculine, and maybe this is a different dude who's pretending to be a friend, but really they're like, oh, I just want the best for you. Don't go back to Leo. All these dudes want to date you when really it's them who wants to date this Pisces. I don't know. It doesn't matter about gender to me. It could be same sex, reverse gender roles. All I can say is that somebody is intentionally trying to sour everything, but this person knows Leo was like the one that they wanted to marry. They can't forget Leo. They think about this all the freaking time. Leo was their 4 of Wands. So Leo's basically being talked about very, very heavily. And I feel like more than just the devil knows about Leo. I feel like there's and this devil puppets lots of people. They could just be a really toxic influence who has a lot of fears and they don't like to see other people do the brave thing and fight for love and go, sail on and get with, their happiness because maybe they sabotage a lot of relationships and they tell themselves, doesn't matter, everybody wants me. Maybe they're like a habitual cheat, but maybe there's like a deep sense of, fear and unworthiness attached to that. So they really are working hard and try to convince this person, this Piscean possibly person, don't go to Leo. Don't, whatever you do, don't go back to Leo. Forget Leo. Well, this person, no matter what they're saying, it's not working. 9 of Cups sideways. They are not happy. Every time that this devil keeps saying, no, look at all these people that want you. Look at, all my friends think you're hot. I could hook you up with anybody. I think that they're like, I'm not interested in, it doesn't matter how many people they shove in front of me. I don't want these garish, classless. I feel like it's actually like a big turnoff. Good for them for knowing. Hang on. Who are you, character? We saw you as possibly the moon, but again, that card came out first, so I don't know that that's fair to call them that person. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands. I would say, if anything, they could be an air sign with that Ace of Swords. They're very clear that like who Leo is to them. Leo was giving. Leo was stable. Leo was the sexiest thing they ever met. Leo gave them, because this card always comes out for Leo. In the last like so many months, Leo's always coming out as a Queen of Pentacles, and obviously Queen of Wands as well. I'm going to say that this is somebody who has such absolute clarity on how important Leo is to them. They could be an air sign, or they certainly are operating as one right now. And even though the devil keeps trying to fill their head, and I don't know if the devil is a friend, I don't know if the devil is a family member, I don't know if the devil is somebody who's attracted to them, but they seem to be very, very, very clear. Leo's an amazing person. Leo's not one of a billion other shiny baubles. Leo is their Four of Wands. Leo is their Ace of Cups. Leo is the person that they already know is like 2 doses of a queen's energy. They don't have any doubt about Leo's like incredible merit and value and the way they respect Leo. I think that's the other reason they're like, the more the devil keeps telling them like, no, let me introduce you to this person. All these people want you. Forget about Leo. I think the more they keep having the devil say all this stuff, the more like unsavory it is that they would even consider anyone but Leo. Like the more somebody like keeps trying to point out like, oh, look, this is my friend. Here, let me show you a picture. I could call my friend for you. The more they're just like, ugh. None of that is tacky and cheap. Like Leo's not tacky and cheap. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound like everybody is tacky and cheap except Leo, but to their eyes, that's exactly how it is. I don't care how many other people are out there. I don't care what the devil's telling me. All these other people supposedly want me. Nobody's the quality that Leo is. And honestly, it's a really big turnoff to have somebody consistently. So the devil is overworking this attempt. And I wonder, are you starting to get wise to this? Because if you're in the Ace of Swords moment, you got to be, acutely aware that something is wrong with this picture. Why is the devil continuously trying to stop you? We have the 8 of Cups and it is sideways. I think it's clicking like they really don't want me to leave. They don't want me to go and be with Leo. They want to hold on to me. Their greatest fear is that I will leave because they know if I do, I'll never be back. So who is this? Is this a boss who's like, oh God, Leo lives in another state. If you go see Leo, I know you're never coming back. 5 of Wands. This person's a freaking rattlesnake. They don't like change in their own life. They know. So I don't know why I feel like this is a really overbearing boss who pretends to be a friend, who's very toxic, and they manipulate people by throwing their weight around. Even if you go back to that devil card, that's exactly what it comes across as. I'm big boss. I want to say jefe. And I puppet the people that work for me, dance monkey dance, play player play. I told you, play more music for me. Maybe they just get off on being in power over people. Maybe they find a way to, like, when they want someone to keep working for them, it's like an iron grip. And then it's like, I want you at my beck and call. That makes me feel powerful. I mean, maybe they do have a weird attraction that they can't admit to themselves either, though. Maybe they want someone to stay with them in a loyalty sense because they do have like a deeply buried physical attraction. Or it's like, I'm jealous of the idea of you loving Leo because deep down, like, I'm, in a really unhealthy way, kind of in love with you, and I won't admit it to myself. This could be a masculine or a feminine boss, does not matter. Here we just happen to see masculine, but bear in mind, this could be a feminine boss also that's like, they just don't want to lose this person. But I do think they have secret emotions. Part of it's just pure jealousy. Part of it could be they think if this person leaves and heads off toward Leo, they know this person will never be back. They know that they'll build a life with Leo, but they don't want the best for this person. They're selfish. They don't want change, and they already know what's going to happen. They know this person's going to be gone. So they have been like trying to muddy the waters, trying to sour everything, trying to, God, they're pulling out all the stops. But I think that this maybe air sign person is getting clear on this. Like, I feel as if they are working me, trying to keep me here. I think that's what's going on. Hermit sideways. I think our air sign person, who now we could say they could be a Virgo, they have been retreating and not talking very much about Leo. They have learned to just listen more, and they're catching on. I think this person is playing poisonous games with me. They are trying to poison the well. So I don't talk about Leo anymore, yet they are a little frantic to still try to keep pushing people in front of me. And the more they do this, the more I don't say a word, but I'm realizing this person has been trying to convince me, like eroding my, or thinking that they can erode the way I feel about Leo. That's not working. Yeah, they're realizing this has been a real dirty game. And that they maybe have been a pawn in someone else's, like, mind game type of thing. They've been, you see the labyrinth up here, they've been thinking and thinking slowly about this, and they've been realizing all of this has been some weird game. Maybe this person just likes to play with people's emotions and see how much power they wield, how influential they can be, or maybe there's something else. Maybe they really want this person to keep working for them, or doing their bidding in some way. They don't want to lose this person to Leo. That's the big thing. But this air sign person they're quietly assessing, and all of the behaviors are clicking into place, and they're seeing it for what it is. It's like, this person's been influencing me as much as they possibly could on purpose, because this is some weird game. I've been in somebody's like game. How come you didn't just know your own heart and just be able to just pick Leo? Ace of Wands are saying, I did. I fell head over heels in love with Leo. And then what happened? The Hermit. And then so maybe the devil got in their head and started to say, like, maybe this person alternately puffs them up and also tears them down, and is like, well, that Leo's probably not that into you. Or like, I don't know, there's something here. Yeah, Four of Swords. Either they had a gap of time where they couldn't talk to Leo, or they didn't talk to Leo. All I can say is that in some kind of time of silence, I don't know if Leo traveled, I don't know if they had to travel, somehow there was a gap of time where there was silence, and they kind of started to feel alone again. Maybe it was just their deepest fear is like, I fell in love with Leo, I met somebody wonderful, but now the old fears creep in, and I kind of feel like I'm never really going to be with anybody, and I kind of always feel a little bit alone, and probably I'm wrong about how Leo felt about me. Ace of Swords and the World. I do not know what happened here, other than something, either there was a little gap, and then by the time they got to talk to Leo again, they had already like imagined that things had changed between themselves and Leo. I think Leo was like waiting for them to move to be with them. Something here got completely like between when they fell for Leo and then the next time they were able to like really interact with Leo, Leo had it in their head this person was going to move to be with them, was going to change their life to be with them. Like, it's you and me, babe. We talked about that, but somewhere in between, I'm in love with Leo and let's follow through with our plans, they did this. They went into hermit mode. Hang on. Was that because of the devil? Nine of Swords, yes. But is the devil a person or is the devil a version of you character who tears yourself down? Ooh, wow. Okay, so that's a blank card. It's the same on either side, which could say it is them who talks themselves this way, or they found somebody in their life, and let's say it is a boss or, a parental figure who says the things out loud that their deep fears say inside their own head. Sometimes we go looking for the toxic thing that we are familiar with because it's the voice that we tell ourselves. Maybe this is a repetitious pattern. It's like, oh, I had a parental figure who talked to me badly, which is how I learned to talk badly to myself, which is then how I started to find other people in my life to tell me the same kind of unkind stories. So it all fits together. See, what I'm thinking must be real because somebody else says it out loud to me too. But they don't realize that they went looking for somebody who would reinforce a bad, like negative talk. Oh, honey, no. Two of Pentacles. They're kind of starting to realize this. There's a part of them that's like, I kind of think this is some serious BS. I kind of think the more I'm quiet and the more I'm realizing this is not right. I have been the pawn in someone's game, but it's also a game that I went out and found somebody who would treat me this way to reinforce my fears. Page of Wands. Okay, they are starting to step out of this. They are starting to realize, no, I love Leo. And Leo wanted me. Leo was interested in me. It was sincere. Leo showed me that they had wanted me with that Page of Wands. Yes, Leo is a free spirit, and that's the whole thing. Leo could have had anybody, but they were interested in me. They wanted to know about me. Page of Swords. I know Leo acted like I was somebody of interest. Leo cared about me. Okay, this is somebody finally dismantling all this negativity, and they're actually finding the truth. High Priestess, they also know damn well they were vibing with Leo. Leo was vibing with them. If Leo had wanted them to move, come be with me. I'm waiting for you. I'll see you again soon. Can't wait, babe. And then they freaked out. And then they had like a real negative person talking in their ear. They know all that was crap. The truth of it is Leo and them, they were good together. Are you going to just break free of this devil then and actually make your way to Leo? Yes, the devil. Amen to that. All right. Thank God. I am always cheering for characters to change. Look, Leo's bummed. Leo's been waiting for this person. Leo was like, I don't know what the hell happened. Leo, I think it could be a really... Queen of Swords, Leo's like, oh, they're going to have to answer. They're going to have to answer. Where the hell were you? We made an agreement. You said, I think Leo's going to be like, what the hell? Where you been? You promised me something and then you just disappeared. I feel like they are going to come in with a real love offer, and I feel like possibly some flowers and an apology. Leo, I kind of freaked out. I talked myself out of thinking that you cared about me. I'm sorry. Like, could we maybe start over? I feel like this person is possibly not going to run this time. They might have just gotten beyond all that toxicity as well. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.